Have you ever had that strange feeling? You work full-time, sometimes more. You follow all the rules. Doing everything you were told would lead to a stable life. Yet every year, things feel a little tighter, a bit more expensive, and a lot more exhausting. It's not because you suddenly forgot how to manage your money. It's because for decades, wages in the United States have felt stuck while the cost of living just keeps climbing higher and higher. To really understand why this is happening, we have to stop looking at our own individual effort and start looking at how the system itself has changed. For most of modern American history, wages and productivity grew together. It was a simple deal. When workers produced more value, they shared in that growth through higher pay. But starting in the late 1970s and picking up speed through the 80s and 90s, that connection slowly broke. Productivity kept soaring. Companies became more efficient, and technology made work faster than ever before. But wages, they just stopped keeping pace. Instead of flowing to the workers who created that value, the money was redirected somewhere else. It went into record corporate profits, huge executive bonuses, and into the financial markets, inflating the prices of assets like stocks and real estate. This shift didn't happen overnight or because of a single decision. It was the result of a series of big, structural changes that reshaped how money moves through our economy. But at the same time, something else was happening that masked the problem for years. The rise of easy credit, especially after the early 2000s, borrowing became cheaper and more accessible than ever. Instead of wages rising to meet the cost of living, Americans were increasingly encouraged to borrow money to maintain their lifestyles. Credit cards filled the gap between paychecks. Student loans replaced the idea of an affordable education. You're told that inflation is just temporary, or that you just need to budget better, or maybe just work a little harder. But for many, those benefits arrived unevenly, or not at all, especially for younger generations entering the workforce. This has created a strange psychological effect. You feel like you're falling behind even though you're doing everything right. It's a signal that our modern economic system rewards certain outcomes and deprioritizes others. And for a huge number of Americans, wages have quietly fallen into that latter category. That realization alone can be incredibly clarifying. It shifts the question from "what am I doing wrong?" to "how did we get here?" And that question is the very first step toward understanding modern money, modern work, and why life feels so much harder even when your effort hasn't changed.